Safety is top of mind for many of us who walk, bike, or drive around the district. This morning, one biker who was hit by a vehicle last week now pushing for change. Get a look at this map. You can see this busy intersection here with these large roads right now that culminate here in the middle. Arguably, folks that live out in this community call this a very dangerous intersection. And of course, it's justified given when you look at the map. Jess Arnold joining us live from this location this morning. Jess, what does this bikeless want to see happen?
He wants to see some more traffic calming measures added to intersections like the ones you were talking about, the ones that neighbors say are notoriously dangerous. He was hit just in this crosswalk that you can see behind me at Massachusetts and New Jersey Avenues Northwest. We're already seeing the traffic starting to pick up here this morning on these busy roads. Now, DDOT did address some safety upgrades they have in the pipeline at a hearing last week. This biker just wants more and faster. The walk signal came on, Gordon Chaffin stepped on the pedal, and then
the driver came out of nowhere from my right side and swept my front wheel and hit me over.
This is what the bike he was using looked like afterwards on Monday right before 7 p.m.
I have some scrapes and bruises, road rash as they say. Thankful that it's not worse.
It happened at the intersection of Massachusetts and New Jersey Avenues Northwest, about a block from a haunting reminder of what could have happened.
My friend Jim was struck and killed by a driver while riding his bicycle.
That was in April 2021, one of D.C.'s 40 traffic fatalities that year, according to DDOT's director. But Chaffin thinks about it daily on his rides to work, blocks from this intersection. He says D.C. is making some progress with safer streets, but they're relying mainly on tallying up fatalities or serious injuries, not taking into account scrapes like his.
They're called near misses or just scrapes and bruises, and people who, again, depend upon bicycles or walking for essential travel have stories like this on a weekly basis almost.
It's a data gap multiple council members brought up to Director Everett Lott at a hearing last week.
The data we're going to base things on is faulty data, and we know that because we know that MPD
I would not say
MPD
that,
doesn't report crashes.
There may be some missing data points, but we have to use some data points, and we do have a lot of data that's out there.
Lott says they do take into account crashes, but also traffic volume, speeds, proximity to schools, as they figure out where safety upgrades are needed most. Chaffin says it's a start, but he's pushing for more and urgently.
This needs to change before another person is killed or struck and seriously injured.
Now, I watched about 4 hours of Director Lott's testimony at that hearing last week, and he talked about a recent change to the traffic safety input system. That's requests for safety upgrades. He said they did that to make it more equitable, and he said that it was based on this data. We're going to show you the graph that he showed the D.C. Council just last week. It shows the number of requests for safety upgrades. Now, that's those blue bars you see on the graph. It shows that they don't always correspond with where the most traffic fatalities are. You can see that in the orange bars. There's definitely a disconnect. Lott says they are trying to even that out. Now, council members did express concerns that this is not going to help make it more equitable. Lott said, it's an ongoing conversation, and we'll have to see if it works out. Abby?
All right, we certainly will. Thank you just so much for your great reporting on that.